Burnout. Burnout is more than just physical exhaustion. It is emotional, mental, and a spiritual weight that leaves you completely drained. I know it well, unfortunately. For years in my past, I wore those signs. I wore busy like a badge of honor. And I told myself, if I don't do it all, who will? Have you ever felt like you're carrying everything? And then there's the disappointments, the things that didn't go the way we thought they should. We might call them failures, not meeting the expectations of others. And life sometimes just feels like too much. And I'll tell you that the weight of it all can really break you down. The Bible says a merry heart does good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. And when your bones and the source of your life is not healthy, it is debilitating. You're drained. It dries you up. A broken heart, a disappointment that's not been healed, can lead to deep sadness, depression, eventually burnout. So today I want to talk about not just how burnout happens, but how we can heal and never let it steal from us again. If we haven't met before, my name is Donna Tashjian. I am the founder of Vibrant Living. I am a life mastery coach and minister, helping people to turn their struggles into triumph, building confidence and peace, and stepping into all they ever dreamed, aligning with their purpose and their love for life so that they can have a vibrant life. And vibrant life is in all areas of your life. So, as a life mastery coach, I want to help you master life. And today, as we talk about burnout, if you stay busy enough, if you're like me, like I said, I wore busy like a badge of honor, and I would continue to go until my body went, I don't think so. And then there were times I would wake up sick, feeling completely drained. And it was like, without even knowing it, my body was screaming at me, you're done. Secretly, I think a part of me welcomed it because getting sick meant I finally had a legitimate permission to stop and rest. It's almost embarrassing for me to say that out loud, but it was true. I stayed so busy till my body went, I don't think so. And then I used that time to give myself permission. I say that in air quotes, that it was legitimate reason to rest, like resting was weakness. And all of these feelings can lead to being burned out. And like I said, we're going to talk about how to let this never steal from us again. It reminds me of Francine. I'd like to introduce you to Francine. Francine is an incredible woman. She doesn't always know it. At least she didn't in the beginning. She is strong. She would call herself driven, passionate about helping others. And she spent years taking care of everyone around her, her family, her coworkers, things in her church. She pushed and pushed and did and did. And if anybody wanted anything done, ask Francine. She'll get it done. All the while ignoring, not even paying attention to her own needs until one day she couldn't get out of bed. Stretched too thin, eventually, Her emotional health reflected in her body and wore everything down. And her body said, enough! The fatigue turned into sickness. The sickness led to despair. And Francine came and contacted me at one of her lowest points in her life. She was frustrated and lost and didn't know where to go from there. As we began to work together, she began to have glimmers of hope that it could be different. We uncovered the roots of her burnout. Some of them were poor boundaries, misplaced priorities, and the lie that rest is selfish or lazy. We worked to restore her energy, confidence, and joy. And today, Francine will boldly tell you, I will never let myself burn out again. She is living a life of vibrancy, and I like to call it audacious abundance, connected to God, connected to herself, connected to her purpose, connected to people around her and her passions and her joys, connected from a place of peace and ease and grace instead of striving and struggle and driven. So let's talk about the causes of burnout. Busy is definitely one of them. It is being too busy, but there's reasons behind the busyness. So busy is a symptom. Busy isn't the root. So if you find yourself busy, let's try to discover why. I have been busy to prove my worth. I have been busy to take care of others. I don't know all the reasons, but it was this I need to prove. I think the root for me in the beginning was to prove I had value by helping and making a difference in the world. I have value just being here, but it took me a while to get to that. Disappointments is a big one, and staying busy so we don't have to think about it. If I stay busy enough and find problems to solve, then I don't have to think about how things didn't turn out well, dreams that didn't come true, relationships that didn't turn out the way you wanted, financial struggles. I've had those too. Saying yes when we should say no, forgetting to take care of ourselves, believing it's all up to us, carrying loads we were never meant to carry, if you've heard my backpack story. And all of these pressures, you feel pressure? All of this leads to feeling exhausted, depleted, and burned out. Sometimes it's not what we are doing, but what we are carrying that leads to burnout. I remember mentioning my backpack story. I remember one time I asked God in my time with Him, why am I so exhausted and depleted and feel no energy? And I saw a picture of me going into the throne room to talk to God. And I had a backpack on. And in the backpack were stones. And these stones represented all of my concerns, all of the people, all of the things that I was praying about. And I would take them out of my backpack and lay them before God and talk to Him about them. This is this person, this is this person, and I'd talk to Him about them all. And then I'd pick them back all up and put them in my backpack and leave. I believe it says to cast all your care on the Lord and leave it there. So I talked to him about him, but I never let him go. I never surrendered. I never released it. I continued to carry the load. And that imagery that I saw begin to shift everything, and the way that I processed life, and the way that I shared with God and released and surrendered. It brought me to a whole new level of peace and ease and grace that I had never experienced. Remember Francine? She didn't just push herself physically. She carried the weight of the disappointment and unmet expectations that she had for years. She was working so hard and felt like nothing was changing. Disappointment is insidious. It feels like it just kind of creeps in, and we ignore it a lot. If it's left unchecked, it can become a heavy stone in your heart, and it drains your energy, it drains your joy and your hope for the future. It's one of the reasons why I help people to heal from and turn those struggles into launching pads, turn those disappointments into something good. All things can work together for our good when we choose to let them. They don't automatically. You're the deciding factor in that, and learning to move through it. There is so many times that we carry things when our heart is broken. And if we don't careful, brokenness can become a breeding ground for depression, sadness, hopelessness, and bitterness. But there is good news. God cares for the brokenhearted. Psalms 34:18 says, "The Lord is near the brokenhearted and saves the crushed spirit." There's always hope, and there's always an answer. Always an answer. The first step from healing truly is, and burnout is not just taking time off. It's letting God, it's bringing awareness, owning it, feeling it, letting it flow through you, not stay in you. I walk through people through the easy steps of actual forgiveness. It's more than just, I forgive you, and that's all better, even though that's great. But when there is deep hurt, there's some more ways to make it easier as well as to make it more effective, bring healing and lasting change for your life, learning what forgiveness is and what it isn't. It's saying, Lord, I give you my disappointments. I give you my dreams. I give you my pain. I give you my exhaustion. I give you all of my worries, all of my concerns. And I give them to you, God, because only you can make it better. Only you can. That's number one. But I am going to give you 5 practical steps for walking through burnout and finding joy again. So grab a piece of paper if you want so that you can walk through this. Number 1, we've mentioned acknowledge and release the disappointments. We talked about that just now. Write it down first of all. What's weighing you down? This will feel a bit heavy, but we're not going to stay there. What disappointments are you carrying? And over each one of them, pray about them, like I talked about just a second ago, and ask God to replace your hurt, sadness, burnout with His joy. Number 2, prioritize rest, renewal, and saying no if needed. Rest isn't lazy. God rested. I know He doesn't need to, but it's an example we followed. And if He rested at least one full day, We should too, if not daily. I teach how to live from rest, not take a rest. Live from rest is the key. And rest, actually, if you don't do it, it's disobedience. It's obedient. God said to rest. So take intentional time every day for prayer and stillness. Be still and know that I am God. It will renew your soul. Number 3, cultivate a merry heart. A merry heart is a choice. Joy is a choice. I have a program called Choose Joy, even when life is hard. Gratitude is the key. Learning to find things to be thankful for no matter what. So write down 3 things right now that you are grateful for, or think of them if you're in a place you can't write down. But every day, find at least 3 things and speak life over to yourself. One thing that I heard, it was an experiment that done in it was in a college, and 2 groups of people were separated into teams. So there was 2 people sitting and looking each other, and they were told, do one side, one, let's say team A was supposed to keep a straight face, a serious face, no matter what. No matter what the other person said or did, they were supposed to keep a serious face. Now, group B separately was told them all you need to do is smile at the other person. And so group B was going to smile at group A, and group A was supposed to resist smiling. Well, like 98% of people, when you smile at them, they can't resist it. So find something, a YouTube video, a movie, look at yourself and fake a smile, because joy is a choice. I'm looking at you smiling, and you will smile back, most likely. So choose a merry heart on purpose. Do it intentionally. Don't feed on the sadness. Cultivate joy. Number 4, connect with purpose. When we're hurt, when we're burned out, there is automatic isolation. It is a human reflex. Whether we're in a crowd or not, we close in and isolate. So connect with people for a purpose. Ask God to renew your vision and show you how you are making a difference too, especially when we can't see it. Sometimes we get so busy, we don't see the difference that we're actually making. So cultivate relationships that matter, eliminate the ones that are draining, at least for a period of time, limit their access to you. And number 5 is get support. We were never meant to carry this alone. And one of the biggest things that has made an impact in me is getting someone to speak into my life, like a coach, someone who will pray for you, someone who speaks the truth to you and helps you uncover those roots so that you can be all that God created you to be. And a vibrant living community is one of those safe places that you will consistently get encouragement to not settle, to have everything that God provided for you in our covenant. All of these steps can help us transform burnout to it never happens again. You do those 5 things on a consistent basis, it will never happen again. And I would love to invite you to my up and coming summit. And if it is going to be in February, and it is called Audacious Abundance. It's why I created this summit. It's a time to stop and reflect and realign our life so that we can live from a place of abundance and joy and peace and purpose. Wherever you find yourself, I guarantee you there is more abundance for you in an audacious way. It's a wake-up call to have more as we begin this season of your life. At this summit, you're going to learn how to release burnout, restore energy, God heal your disappointments, have joy and provision and prosperity in every area of your life. It's time to break free and join us. And you will find the link. The other thing I want to offer you today is my free guide, Renew, Recharge, and Thrive. Secrets to Vivacious or Vibrant Living 2.0. And you will find the link to grab that as well. And if you're watching the video, you will see the QR code to grab those two things, to grab the sign up for the summit, the Audacious Abundance Summit, as well as grab your free guide. I am so thankful that you are part of the Vibrant Living community. Who do you know that needs this message? These 5 steps to kick burnout out of our lives. It doesn't have to belong in your life anymore. Disappointment, fatigue steals your joy. Exhaustion holds you back. Don't let it do it anymore. Repeat after me. I will never live in burnout again. I will never live in burnout again. I will take action today. I will take action today. You are created for abundance, for joy, for peace, and it's time to reclaim it. And let's do number 5 and do it together. Get support, get help. And I look forward to seeing you and talking to you in person or in a Zoom room and however it is, because I believe in you. And until next time, have an amazing day. Bye for now.